Hello, welcome to my channel. My name is Dr. Khadija. I know it's been a while, and I'm glad that we are back here in this new year, 2022. I promise to be more consistent this year and not only share professional advice, but also be vulnerable in my own space and share my own personal experiences. And I'm now a consultant obstetrician gynecologist, and we'll start my first video is going to be on a personal experience actually, and this is going to be on my preconception journey. So those who follow me on my social media outlets, I'm a new mother, and so many people have been asking me how was the preconception care, how did I go about it. So it was very well planned. I got married in December 2020, and for me, I've always wanted to have a child. Like I've always wanted to have children, and so this was something very important for me in my marital journey. And I know it's a blessing from God, and it's all God's plan. And you can't. It's not something that you can say it's in your hands. It's God's plan, but you optimize yourself and pray. So with my journey, what happened is so I got engaged officially and traditionally with all dowry and all in September 2020. And so for the 3 months after confirmation of my engagement, I was very purposeful in my preconception journey. Number one, I took my multivitamins. I had quite a variety of preconception medication, from pregnant care to, I can't even remember the names, to Jamieson, so many. And so I was very consistent. So for like 3 months ahead of my beginning of my marriage, I was very, very consistent and took my medication every single day. Another thing is I avoided stress as much as possible. I know there was a lot of stress to do with the wedding and all that, but I kept it at bay. I knew that a wedding is just a day, a marriage is a lifetime affair. So as long as I was going to get married to the right person, the rest was not really very, very important to me. So I kept stress at bay. And also school was very intense. I was in a very intense rotation, that is oncology. But I really enjoyed oncology. I love oncology. So it was very smooth, and I made sure that I slept very well, that I was well rested, and I had a rhythm. Like my circadian rhythm was very predictable. Like I would go to bed at 10:30, 11, and I'll be up at 5 in the morning, or at 5:30, and it was very. So I think these are things that help to regularize your hormones and to set things in sync. And the other thing is that I was also eating very, very healthy. So I was on traditional meals, was on vegetables, fresh leafy vegetables, traditional vegetables as much as possible. I was taking fruits. I was hydrating very, very much, like 3 to 5 liters or 3 to 4 liters per day. Another thing is that I said I was not stressed, and I was just very calm and resting well and eating well. And I also purposed to lose weight. Not only I was losing weight, of course, for the wedding, to look good for the wedding, but I was also losing weight to aid in my preconception journey. So I lost weight, and I was looking very good. I think I lost almost 8-9 kilograms in a healthy manner. So that helped also in my preconception journey. And then another thing is I had made sure that my cycles were very regular, and I had also done my checkups earlier. So I had my scans ready done. I had my well woman checkups done, and everything was set. And I knew, and I'm going to share this journey later on in another video, that I had fibroids. So I knew that time really was not on my side if I was going to keep those fibroids in check, because fibroids tend to grow the more you stay without conceiving. Yeah. And so I didn't want them to reach to a point whereby I would have to get them removed so as to, to conceive and all. But I was very aware that I had this. I had fibroids, and so I was very alert about them, and I kept on tracking them. And I knew the sizes, I knew the location, and I knew that they would not necessarily impair my fertility, but I was very cautious to keep on tracking them at least every 6 months by doing a scan. So I was actually diagnosed with fibroids. The first time that I realized that I had fibroids was December 2019. And so I was very much aware, and they actually grew. Mine grew over the 1 year that I kept track. And then what else? So I was drinking healthy, and I also kept a very positive attitude. So anxiety tends to also impair preconception. And so I was not very, I didn't give myself very, very harsh timelines as such, because, I know everything about fecundity, fecundability, if I'm not wrong with those terms. And I knew that in my age, first of all, my age was against me to some extent because I'm mid-30s. Number two, I knew that I had fibroids. So give or take, I was not so stressed. I was not so stringent on conceiving instantly. So I'd given myself 6 months to 12 months actually. So there was no pressure, there was no pressure, because I think most people, the thing that goes wrong is a lot of pressure from family, from society, from yourself. So you want to conceive instantly. And so for me, it was just, I'd given myself 6 to 12 months, and also kept a very positive attitude. So I even avoided things like painkillers and whatnot. And I kept on joking to my husband that, this was immediately after our wedding, kept on joking to him that I'm not taking medication. I'm not taking even some harsh painkillers for pain, because I don't want to impair implantation. And lo and behold, I actually conceived 2 weeks after our wedding. So we thank God. It was not my doing. It was God's grace and God's plan and God's gift. But those are some of the things that I just I had or I did to increase the chances, so positive attitude, lower your expectations. You don't need to raise expectations too high beyond statistics, beyond research. So if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't happen, then you are still within our normal range. And what else? Then I also had my checkups done very well. I had all my screenings done. And about weight loss, good weight loss increases the chances of ovulation, but a rapid and healthy weight loss is detrimental to ovulation. It impairs, what you call the hypothalamic pituitary axis. So it impairs the hormones, actually the hormonal balance that is required for ovulation. So it's important to lose weight, but to lose weight steadily and healthily for you to increase your chances of ovulation and conception. And then one last tip and one reminder is, remember to count fertile days. I did a whole video on this, and just know, and I'm going to do a video on how to optimize chances of conception around the day of ovulation. So have your calendar set. Just know your ovulation days for the next 6 months, for the next 1 year, and keep track of your ovulation. I'll do a video on that. The other thing is do what works for you and for your situation and for your circumstance. So I know people take family planning 2 weeks to their weddings just so that they can get to know their spouse for the first 1 year, 2 years. I didn't think that would work for me because, as I said, I had fibroids and I also really wanted children. Also because I didn't think there was anything more for me to learn about my spouse. So, and I'm a gynecologist, so I know family planning is good, but I didn't want to really or hormonally change my body with family planning and all before at least my first child. So this is just for me. This is not professional. This is my personal choice, So I didn't think that would really work for me. So I was like, it's okay. If it comes, it comes. And also, this was my last year of school, so there was issue. So do I just wait to finish school first? But I think personally, I felt like I had sacrificed enough for academics, and I didn't want to wait any longer. Also, based on my age, based on the fibroids, I was scared that the fibroids would increase more and more in size and bring issues. So do what works for you. If you feel like family planning is good for you before you conceive, well and good. If you feel like you need to at least get that first child, then well and good. So those are the things that worked for me. And of course, I continued with my prenatal vitamins through and through, even in my first trimester. And again, pray. I know this is, as a professional, I'm not supposed to get into religion, but prayers work, and they give you that sense of calmness and hope, and have a positive attitude. Like, speak positivity, like avoid negative energy, avoid negative people, avoid negative advices, and all the best. And remember, it's a gift from God. It's all in God's doing. Us doctors can do whatever, but it's also God's right time and God's plans. So yeah, so this is me being vulnerable on my first YouTube video as a consultant this year 2022. And feel free to ask any questions. Email mbenekakadija@gmail.com. All the best. Thank you.